It's easier to resurrect fucking Captain America or fucking Iron Man at that point.
I'm saying, we don't got Hulkbuster anymore, so you either got to get you got to get the real Hulk to fight his ass, or
get Scarlett Johansson to whisper to him again.
Oh God, hold those thoughts real quick, guys. Welcome back to another episode of What You Take, the show where we talk about just about anything we can possibly think of and bring you guys along for the unfiltered, unapologetic ride. As always, you're gonna have myself here, Steve, my brother Chris.
I'm Chris.
And Sexy Spence.
Hey, what's up? Share the show.
Ooh, we haven't heard a share of the show in a while. Look at
yeah,
that throwback there. Today, guys, we are going to give you guys our reaction to the recently released Captain America Brave New World trailer. But before we do that, we're going to take a brief pause, even though the show just started, for a word from our sponsor.
Sponsors.
All right, guys, me from the podcast must have said that it is time to talk about W. So we're going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. W Energy is the new energy drink that you need to try. It's got none of the other BS that those other drinks have in them, and they have got all the flavor that you do want. Personally, here on the show, we are big fans of the Galaxy Grenade and the Big Energy Tears. Me personally, this is my guy. Blue raspberry, all the way. One scoop. Throw it in the shaker bottle, you're good to go. So here's what you're going to do next. You're going to go to w.gg. You're going to pick out the flavor that you want. You're going to go to checkout. You're going to enter in our code, What You Take. That's going to then save you 10% on your order. Here's what you're going to do next. Get back to the show. All right, welcome back. So we took a look at the Captain America trailer. Obviously, we've got Sam Wilson.
Yep.
We've got Harrison Ford's character that is presumably running for president.
Yep.
Thunderbolt.
Who's now being cast by Harrison Ford. Previously, it was the other guy through all the other Marvel films.
You know, which is weird.
I love Harrison Ford.
Weirdly, I don't want to say I'm upset about it, because Thunderbolt Ross was such a tangential kind of side character.
Yeah.
But I don't like that they changed him for some reason. Like, it's not like they recast like Sam Wilson or something, or like a pro tag. It's just, I don't know.
It's always weird when they change them like that. You're
I'm
like,
vaguely upset
do
by
I just
this.
pretend? Like
That's the thing right
it's
there.
a War Machine. Just saying. Like
It's like, hold on.
They got him early, though.
They did.
None of you guys are going to be like, hold on, he looks totally different. Like, we just got to suspend the disbelief for a few minutes here. It usually comes down to contracts, though. And that's the part that's, like, annoying.
I would love if Marvel was just something like, oh, gee, you look different. And then just like...
Well, they did mention that.
Come on.
They mentioned that in the trailer, because they said you look a bit different. And he's like, they said lose the mustache.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I'm still getting used to the new look. They said lose the mustache or lose the election.
But
yeah, no, I mean, it's just like, again, he was I don't know, he wasn't even really an antagonist, really, because even in like the Incredible Hulk was where he had the most screen time, I think.
Oh man,
Probably.
I haven't watched that in a while, but probably, yeah.
I mean, I would say probably between that or during Civil War.
He was on the hollow screen a lot.
He was kind of pushing that one pretty hard.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I like Harrison Ford, obviously, and he's a good fit for it. It's just, I don't know. I like the other guy. Well,
Chris is going to boycott this movie.
I grew up with the other guy. It's different.
And that's the thing is, like, I shouldn't be upset about it. He was, like, for all intents and purposes, up until this point, he was like a background kind of NPC. Yeah. Like, he was I guess kind of the antagonist in the Incredible Hulk, but like...
Yeah, he did go pretty hard after him.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it's like you've never had like it's never been about you.
Right.
I forgot the guy's name, but the guy who played Abomination.
Yeah.
I actually really like that actor, too.
Dude, I loved him even just as a human, he was a badass, though. Like, I love how he saw the Hulk, and he's like, I can take him, and just ran at him.
You know... it will go down as one of my favorite pieces in cinema history. I can watch it on a 9-hour loop, but when that dude gets fucking punted into the tree, oh my god, I can watch that on a fucking loop forever.
Well, dude, one of the things I loved was when he was running at him, and then all of a sudden he's like, no, and he just lifted the shield thing, and I'm like, that was like a fucking...
It was super cool.
Yeah, it was. And he like flew off to the side.
Here's my question. Pre-Abomination, when Blonsky was, doing that, do you think he was at or beyond Captain America levels before he started juicing and became the Abomination?
I would say at best at. I don't think he got to full Cap status. I don't think I don't think
know.
Marvel would have.
I haven't watched
him
that
get
movie in a
far.
while, so if I'm wrong, feel free, like, correct me. But, like, I'm trying to think back to it, but, like, he didn't have, like, he was just a dude.
No, they gave him a serum.
They did. I don't remember that part.
That's why he, in that fight, he ran at
Was
Hulk.
it the super soldier serum they gave him?
I think it would have had to have been a watered down
Yeah.
version. Of
Yeah,
it.
it would have
I
been.
know they had all that crap going on in the Winter Soldier where they found the bags and stuff.
It was their best attempt to recreate
That's
Hulk,
right.
I think.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
it based on like their encounters
How
with
did he
him.
turn
and
into Abomination again?
he OD'd basically.
Oh, he just kept
juicing it,
Oh,
and
okay.
like the guy that became
I wasn't sure if they mixed it with like gamma radiation because I know that was what it was all
yeah
about. But
the guy who became Modak operated on him.
actually, speaking of that movie, that was a slept-on movie. Actually, like remember when the Hulk ripped a Hummer in half and used them as boxing gloves?
Yeah.
Like bring that shit back. Did we bring that shit back?
I liked the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
But see, that's where I'm kind of hoping that we'll see some of that with this, because this is the first trailer I think in a really long time that this looks like the MCU got back to being the MCU again.
Right.
Like it looks dark, it looks serious, it
Yeah.
looks
There's explosions. There's hints of comedy.
things are
there's, like-
exploding.
yeah.
And it's like, I mean, even down to the way that now Captain America is fighting again. You've got trace amounts of like his Falcon fighting style back with like the little jet double
I was
kick
gonna say,
thing.
I love that little nod
Yeah.
to it. He's like, I'm not. And then he's like, you see him put the wings on. And it's
Right.
like, thank you.
Well, and it's like because when we had Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Captain America and the Winter
Yeah.
Soldier, whatever the fuck, and he got the more comic book accurate get up, he was like super restricted, and it seemed like he was trying to go away from the style that made him so dangerous as it is. So it seems like we got back to that being that. And I want to take a
found
moment.
Quit
himself.
trying to be Steve
found
Rogers.
himself.
He
You're
found
not.
himself.
He found himself.
I want to take a moment. Did you guys notice that he like was starting to like break the sound barrier?
Yeah.
Fucking what?
Bro, actually, some guy did that.
How about the part where he
In
cut?
real life.
How about he cut the fucking wing off an F-16?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
call it right now. How much you want to bet? Because at the end of Black Panther 2,
Vibranium.
I'm betting it's vibranium. He got
It's
a
gotta be
vibranium
him.
upgrade.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I know you have feelings about vibranium. That I feel like makes sense.
Yes.
Because he got shot down a lot, or his glider would get damaged a lot. And if you make that out of vibranium, it makes it a lot harder to take him out of the air.
But here's the thing, because like, and I'm willing to bet like his whole suit's not vibranium.
Correct.
His head is still exposed. He can still be hurt, right? The wings, that makes sense.
Yes.
I get
Right.
that. That makes sense.
It's essential equipment.
No,
correct.
yeah, I get that. Like, I don't
Shore
know.
up that weak
They should
spot.
change it up. It's adamantium.
I'm not gonna lie. In the back of my head, I was like, "Wait, is it vibranium? Is it adamantium?"
Adamant-
I know it's not unobtainium. That's for damn sure.
Adamantium
Bro,
is.
did I tell you I was watching The Core, that old movie from
Yeah.
the early 2000s?
You did when we were
yeah,
gaming.
yeah. What the fuck? When he
Get
said,
him.
"Oh, it's unobtainium," and I'm like, "What? That's where it came from? What?" Like, blew my mind.
Adamantium's actually an alloy of vibranium and something else.
Unobtainium.
I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
but-
I'm just fucking. But,
But
like,
I have this tendency, and I'm really hoping for more crossover now coming from the Wolverine and Deadpool, is to have the X-Men universe in the Marvel universe.
it always kind of throws me off a little
I
bit.
always
that
forget
it's
that,
not.
adamantium is a thing in
Yeah.
in Marvel.
Yeah.
So, remind me to go back to that. I want to go back on our trailer here real quick. Though.
Oh, right. Yeah. We're just
But so like, I'm excited for Sam Wilson to be
Yes.
back. It seems like they've got him back in a good spot.
Yeah.
Red Hulk. I'm curious if he's going to be
I'm-
friend or foe. Because I know at the end of it, you see the bit where it seems like he catches the shield and slams it back down. But it's like, that could be the beginning of the fight. That could be
Right.
like...
The middle of the fight, the end of the fight.
that could be so many things that don't give us a whole lot to work with.
Well, and the other question that has to be raised, and I'm sure somebody's going to tell me to go watch She-Hulk, but the question is he like sapient and aware of what he's doing?
I think he has to be.
Because well,
What's more I'm not super familiar with the
actually,
Red Hulk.
you know what I think what it
Like-
is actually this is funny. I think I remember reading this somewhere. the reason why Bruce Banner turns into the uncontrollable rage monster as the Hulk is because Bruce Banner has issues.
Yeah,
it's
oh,
not
yeah.
a Hulk thing.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah. Dude's got daddy issues.
Like because his cousin didn't have that problem, Blonsky didn't have that problem, and I don't think, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think Red Hulk has that problem. I think it's a fucking Bruce Banner thing.
Right. Like that's where I have issues. Not issues, but this is where it's kind of confusing because there's so many different styles of comic books out there now. It's like, God, pick and choose your story at this point.
Well,
you know.
and here's the thing, because of the rumors that, God damn it, Spencer, and your phone.
That's me.
Oh, Spencer, I apologize.
I actually turned my phone down.
Hey, what's going on?
Anyway, so while he takes that phone call, on one of our previous rumors, we had talked about how Juan Carlo was going to be a villain in the MCU, right?
Yeah.
We had figured that out. So we saw him in there with an AK-47 and emptying the revolver. So I think he's our big bad.
Yeah.
So then is he the one pulling the strings that maybe tried to have the president assassinated?
Right.
And by the time Red Hulk comes out, Captain America's like, hold up, what the hell? And maybe there's an initial fight, and then they find out that they're friends, and they go
Turns
after
out
Juan
the
Carlo.
White House is getting attacked.
Right.
They're just like, no, unleash the beast.
Right.
They just let him out of some chamber in the basement.
So it's like, there's so many things that this actually builds up, I think, for like a really good plot.
No, that I'm 100% with you on that. And I think that's kind of the interesting thing is like, pick and choose. I mean, honestly, from that trailer, there's so many different styles you can grab from of like how the plot develops, how it could twist, how... And with comic books the way they are, I mean, like I said, there's so many different stories. It's like...
How much is he coming up? How much is he coming up?
You totally could, and it's you've got the things as far as... Yeah, I mean, do you go conspiracy theory with it?
Right.
Do you go more...
Is Red Hulk a government experiment? That could be one of them.
Does anyone even know he's a thing?
That's the other thing. Is this is a surprise? The dude shows up.
Because, like, you know what? With them being so big on, like, continuity of things lately,
Right.
What if when Abomination was a thing,
Right.
Thunderbolt got exposed,
Right.
and then when he was, like, on holiday or something, he found out it was a thing, and he just kept it repressed this whole time.
Right.
And then everyone, like, loses their mind when they see him. They're like, oh my god, there's another Hulk. Wait, it's the president!
Right. Well, I mean, like... Oh my God, could you imagine?
Guys, it is the election year.
It is the election year. God, what a time for a release, you know? But no, like, I don't know. The other thing, too, though, is, like, one of them, too, is, like, oh, turns out, like, fucking the gamma radiation. I remember this in one of the comic books where it turns out, like, Hulk turns out to be, like, fucking a demon or some shit like that. That just comes
Right.
out, and it's like, well, which one are we gonna go with here?
I hope they don't go that route with it.
Well, they haven't. The rest of the stories don't really align with how that would go, you
Right.
know? So... I don't know. This trailer looks fucking good, though.
It does, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm all in all super.
I'm not
excited
gonna lie.
about
The
it.
last few Marvel movies I've watched have been really disappointed in.
They
so
have
it's
been.
like, yeah, and I mean, like yeah, we've all talked about it, the superhero fatigue, and
Yep.
I'm really hoping if this trailer looks like it's going, this gives me hope for this is going to be a good one.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Get back to the original Avengers, the Marvel movies you kind of fall in love with.
Yep.
You know, so. But God, dude, it'd be so cool if X-Men were introduced, though, because I want to see Storm and fucking Thor go at it.
Could you imagine the literal chaos that would ensue between
It would
the
look
two
like
of
a
those
day
entities?
after tomorrow.
Oh my goodness, absolutely.
Yeah, like
Well, and it's like, I don't know. I totally agree with you on all of those points.
right.
I'm curious to see what other callbacks there may be,
Right.
or if they're going to keep it isolated in the sense of like it's going to be Captain America, it's going to be Thunderbolt Ross, it's going to be Red Hulk. Like, are we going to have any more famous
peeks,
superheroes or
like,
cameos
yeah.
or anything like that? I'll be really interested to see if that becomes a
Right,
thing.
right.
Yeah, geez.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm excited. This looks like those old school movie, like not old school, but like the originals look like it's coming back.
Yes.
You know, that's the feel I'm getting for it.
No, absolutely. I'll go ahead and say this. I know Chris had to step away here, but I can't really like go into my other stuff without talking about it.
I
here.
know. That's why I'm kind of like, ah.
So he had mentioned he wanted to see more of like an acknowledgement of the X-Men universe and what we've known so far with the Avengers to come through.
Right.
There have been teases and there have been some shufflings and a whole lot of the I can neither confirm nor deny bullshit coming out of people and like Kevin Feige and whatnot, that there might be an Avengers versus X-Men thing in the works.
I would die happy.
Like
if
that's
watched
basically taking Civil War and giving it a big brother.
that. Right.
Could you, I mean, you talk Storm and Thor.
I want to see Magneto grab his shield. Like, bitch, what?
Right.
Magneto could body the entire Avengers.
He could.
So okay, so here I don't know how much of it you heard. So there have been talks and there have been whispers in a lot of that shit regarding that there's the possibilities of things. There's possibility talks of Avengers versus X-Men, and we were saying how it would basically be Civil War's big brother at that point.
Yeah.
And to your point, yeah, Magneto could body everyone. Cinematically, you know,
Except for Hulk.
Except for Hulk. I mean, even then, though, he could wrap him up like a little fucking tortilla and just...
I mean, Magneto's Omega level.
Here-
I mean, dude could wreck him.
Here's the thing, Steven. Magneto wouldn't wrap him up like a tortilla. Magneto would wait for him to charge him and then just stick a railroad spike up like that and let the Hulk impale himself.
Would that work, though?
He's got that heel
It would work
factor.
once. It would give Magneto time to float the fuck away
mean,
and
that's
come up
fair.
with a
Yeah,
different
this is-
plan.
It would work well enough to
I would
stall
like to
him.
see Magneto fly away and be like, they have a Hulk. Like,
Or here's an even funnier one too. What if he just floats away? He's like 90 feet in the air. The Hulk could jump at him, but he could just go whoop,
Right.
whoop, just fucking piss
you
him
know,
off.
still one of my favorite scenes was when Mystique freaking injected all that freaking liquid metal into him, and also Magneto just like perked up and just
ripped it out of
ripped
him.
it.
Yep.
But the problem is, like, that little bit, you saw what he could do with just a little bit of metal.
Yep.
Yep.
Like,
Well, I mean, you go the route of with X-Men 97, right?
Yeah.
And
Fucking Wolverine.
yeah.
yeah.
So it's
Which, I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off here. I'm sorry.
He's very passionate about this.
I know I can
Wolverine Wolverine talks a lot of fucking shit to Magneto when he's fully aware that Magneto can do that.
I do love the fact. Like, I think one of my favorites was when he held him up in the train and he has arms out and he just threw him down the train.
Yep.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing though, is like it was horrific and it was kind of disturbing to see that happen to Logan, but at the same time, it's like, dude, that's the one guy that you can't do that
Yeah.
to. Like, you can body everybody else, no problem. You're a
I
tough
know
guy.
you got nuked once and you were fine.
Yeah.
But, like,
Magneto's
nah.
not the guy you want to press, Logan. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox.
No, by all means, like stay on the soapbox. So we've seen a lot of X-Men versus X-Men. We've obviously seen Avengers versus Avengers with Civil
Right.
War. But like the matchups between those two, I think would be really interesting. I mean, so Spencer was bringing up the possibility of like Storm and Thor going head to head against each other. You look like, who would Cyclops butt up against?
Oh, dude.
You know, like
Cyclops would probably end up, if he was still around, probably get. I think Cyclops would get butted up with either Cap or Tony.
The reason I say Cap.
Tony's not around.
I gotta
That's
agree
what
with
I'm
Cap.
saying.
Like,
Yeah.
It would
well,
be Cap because the shield would be the only thing
Yeah,
that could
to be
stand against
bouncing
that.
that.
Yeah.
actually, and I guess I gotta backtrail a little bit on this for another rumor that I heard in this same
That Tony's coming back.
pool of shit. Yeah, but an alternate Tony.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Nope.
No,
I'm
Robert
just-
Downey Jr.
It'll be
I
Robert
know.
Downey
Yeah.
Jr., but not
Oh,
as Iron
different.
Man.
Gotcha.
Not as Iron Man, as Doctor Doom.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry. Fucking what?
There's again, this is heavy in Rumorville.
I'm not
that-
gonna lie. Dr. Doom. Oh my god.
That there would be that a way to bring Tony back would be to have him come back as a different Tony Stark, that instead of going the route of becoming Iron Man, he ended up becoming Doctor Doom instead.
Well, I know we've talked about this before in the past, but Doom gets overlooked all
Yeah.
the time.
Well,
Like,
well, they haven't done him well yet.
no, like, well, all the Fantastics have sucked compared to the rest.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
and now we know
in
that
comparison, I should say.
now we
but-
know that the newest Fantastic isn't going to be modern day. It's going to be a period piece.
Right.
So I don't think we're going to see them in any of these projects that are modern place and connected.
Right.
They're going to
right.
keep that over here.
Dude, it's gonna be kind of nuts to see that. We're gonna have X-Men, we're gonna have Fantastic Four, we're gonna have the Avengers. Those guys are starting to come back.
You know,
Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of...
We're gonna get the Young Avengers too.
Right.
I forget. Oh, damn it! It's in my notes somewhere else. But like, Kate Bishop is confirmed. She's gonna be the leader of the Young Avengers.
Yeah.
We're getting America Chavez. There was like 3 or 4 other ones that I don't know the names of that I've never heard of.
Yeah, there's a few things going around right now where I'm not very... Like, it's all kind of getting new to me, and I noticed they're coming after, like, smaller characters and giving them bigger roles.
You know what's really funny? And now that I'm thinking about how convoluted Marvel Studios has become, what's actually really ironic is that we're approaching a flashpoint where the MCU is as convoluted and misleading as all of the millions of different comic runs.
Right. Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean?
Oh, no, I'm with you.
We're going to be like, hey, do you remember episode 734, season 2 of The Avengers?
Back
Well,
in
it plays into
2024.
movie 83.
Well, yeah, we're talking about the 2020 arc, not the 2024 arc where they rebooted that.
Yeah, okay.
We're
That makes sense now, because I thought so-and-so died. Well, no, but they resurrected him in this universe. And,
we really have come from this point where we had, like, a cohesive Marvel cinematic, like, thing.
we had one linear story.
We had
Like,
one canon, kind
Yeah.
of, but now we're getting into Comicsville where it's like...
Oh, well, no, he took that Captain America from this universe, and then Doctor Strange warped this one into here, and... Yeah, it's gonna be...
It's funny, actually.
Yeah, pretty soon we're gonna have, like, a chalkboard of just linear... Yeah, it's gonna be fucking messed up. And I'm for
Loki's
it.
making the consistent cameo, just like, God damn, keep your shit together, guys. He's watching all the different time
I
branches.
would love to
happen.
see Loki just having, like, a cigarette, just shaking his head, trying to figure everything out with the timeline.
These motherfuckers.
This is your job? Like...
Oh, God.
I don't know, man. I feel... Oh, God.
Oh, the other thing, too, that on the X-Men subject, too, I don't know if I brought this up on the air before, but, like, it's so weird to me to think, because, like, one of the big driving forces behind the whole X-Men franchise is that, like, people are bigoted against mutants.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to me that exists in a world where it's like, the Avengers are lauded as heroes because, they got gamma radiation accident, I invented a suit, I'm an alien, this and that. But
I took drugs.
I took drugs and got superpowers. Everybody's cool with it. But then it's like, yeah, no, I was born with these powers. And they're like, you fucking what?
You're an abomination. No, that's me over here. They're like,
And it's actually, I was thinking about this too because I saw something come across my FYP and it was like, it's funny that J. Jonah Jameson is actually a huge supporter of, like, mutant equality, but he fucking hates Spider-Man. Just fucking hates Spider-Man. But he's super cool with, like, mutants and, like, I think even his own son is a mutant. But I don't know.
Stop, hold up, fuck off. Jameson has a son that's a mutant?
I think so.
That's
I think he has a son that's a
I'm
mutant.
going to fact check this. I'm actually curious.
I
now.
love
Yeah.
every fucking second of that
I think
idea.
so. I think his son is a mutant.
That's amazing. The whole Spider-Man thing, he's just like, listen, man, you're in my
You're a menace!
You're in my town. That's why you're a problem. I don't care if you do your thing over there, but get out of New York, please.
I don't know. It's such a funny dichotomy. Is that it's
Like,
like
what's his take with Daredevil? That's not too far out of his realm.
I guess he doesn't care.
It just doesn't give a fuck.
I
Daredevil is such a bigger menace than Spider-Man is.
honestly, yeah, because Spider-Man. I don't know what his whole deal with Spider-Man is, other than like, because like yeah, or like when Punisher was running around. I kind of want to see what J. Jonah Jameson's take on everybody is.
I feel like here's the thing. I feel like when it comes to Punisher, I don't feel like that would have hit Jameson's radar because that one he might have just be like, oh, it's some political guy doing a thing, just shooting people.
Yeah.
There's no, but again, Daredevil and his powers
Luke.
and dress the way Luke Cage, like yeah, what.
Jessica Jones.
I
These
need-
guys are all in New York.
I need all of the takes on Jameson on everyone but Spider-Man.
Oh, great. We love them.
What does he think about Hulk?
Outstanding members of the community.
Right.
Fucking-
Someone get a bigger medal for that Hulk guy. Like, I need to know.
I kind of want to know now.
This has got to be a thing.
I want to do a deep dive on this. Spencer, what are you finding?
He's a werewolf.
What?
Jameson is?
Or his son?
John Jonah Jameson III, also known as Manwolf.
Fucking what? Is that his son or the?
Or is that Jonah himself?
No, it's his son.
Okay.
So he's a mutant or he's just a straight up werewolf?
That's what I'm trying to figure out where he got it. I'm like, was he bitten or?
That's
The irony.
See, this is where I get
Here's what
confused,
I want to
though.
know. Please tell me that his son is a big Spider-Man fan too.
Oh my god! Get out of my house, boy!
he's a menace.
Starts spraying him with rolls up a newspaper.
Bad boy.
All right, also known as Colonel Jupiter, the Manwolf, and the Star God. So I think it depends. There seems to be a lot of different but,
comic versions.
Yeah.
Depends on which continuity we go to.
Yeah, it really does.
That's so fucking. Ay.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I really do want to dissect some of Jonah's hot takes.
I love it. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up here. Hopefully, we'll come back with more information on the J. Jonah Jameson and his
views.
His views. That would be great if we could get a whole episode just breaking down Jameson's fucking views on things.
Just his character is interesting too, because like, I mean, in the Toby Spider-Mans, he was, I mean, obviously he was like, but like from what I'm seeing in the comics, like he's actually got like fucking like layers and shit to him, like.
Ay. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up here, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Make sure to share the show.
Spencer made a face.
Sorry,
Oh,
no,
boy.
I'm still it's a lot of different ones, but it has something to do with like Jupiter and spores and shit. And...
Oh, spores.
This guy has the wildest life.
Make sure to share the show, leave a comment, give it a thumbs up. Go to w.gg, check out the flavors there, both the hydro stuff and the energy stuff. All of it's fantastic. And until next time, guys, peace.